Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 5 of Shattered Image, and this one is titled Spider-Man? It wasn't long before Sero entered the classroom and you glanced across at him, as he did to you with a nod of his head. You pointed to his jumper and he shook his head and then sat down in his seat and promptly ignored you. What the hell? You thought. I'm trying to give him back his jumper. Why is he not accepting it back? Feeling a little embarrassed for having it, you slid it off your desk and scrunched it into your lap and then turned your head to stare out the window. It was another day, same as usual. No one approached you, no one tried to talk to you, so when your peace and quiet was suddenly interrupted at lunchtime, you wondered what to do. You were behind the vending machine when a shadow fell across you and you looked up. Hey, Sero said as he walked over to the wall and leaned with his back up against it, one foot resting back as he pushed his hands into his pockets. You grunted in reply, going back to eating your sandwich. Did you get home okay? He asked. Yeah, you replied, not looking at him. It was silent for a bit and then you spoke again. Why don't you want your jumper back? You asked, a little angrily. Keep it for now. You'll need it, Sero said. You looked at him. What do you mean by that? You asked pointedly. They're still looking for you, he replied, looking at you. You looked down, your chewing of food halting for a second. How do I get out of this one? You wondered. Sero could see that you were thinking, and he really wanted to ask about what was on your mind, but he kind of got the vibe that you did better when you were just the one to lead the conversation rather than him chasing you for the answers, so he just let it hang. Yeah, okay, you finally replied. Are you going out the back way again today? You asked him. Yeah, he replied. Do you need cover? I can go on ahead a little and signal if I see them. You thought for a second and then nodded. Yeah, good, you replied, taking another half mouthful of food. I might need to meet up with them out of uniform and try and convince them that I go to a different school so they stop hanging around you, You thought. Then a sudden curiosity struck you and you looked up at Sero again. How do you know them? You asked him. I don't, he replied sheepishly. But after I spoke to you for the first time in town, I was coming out of a restaurant and I saw you, so I wanted to catch up and was running to get to you, and I bumped into this black-eared fox girl and the two other girls, and then Hanni asked what school I went to and I said UA, and that's when she started asking questions about if I had a new girl in the class, etc. She somehow knew it was you. She asked for my number and she asked me to confirm if the new girl was you, but I didn't. He admitted. Why? You asked. Because something's just not sitting right. He shrugged. They said that they were your friends, and you said that you're their friends too, but something's not right. It didn't sound like Hanni wanted to confirm your attendance here for good reasons. You hummed. Yeah, she's always been sus of me, you thought. Nothing more was said then, and Sero pushed off the wall and started to walk away while you watched him go. I'll meet you at the back gate after school, he said as he headed off. You just nodded. And that's exactly what happened. After school, you and he could be seen leaving the school grounds through the back gate, with you in his jumper again to conceal your uniform, and then he moved on ahead a little. If I scratch the back of my head, that's a sign I've spotted them, and for you to turn back, he said from ahead of you, and you nodded and then called out an okay as your reply. You followed him down the track, thinking to yourself while you walked. Are you going to meet up with them ever again? Sero asked from ahead on the track. Yeah, was going to message Vix, the fox-eared girl, you said back. Is she your closest friend? He asked. Yeah, you replied. When are you going to meet with her? He asked. Why so many questions, dude? You asked with mild annoyance. Tonight, hopefully. He replied. You weren't annoyed at him. He was being really helpful after all, and he was the first person to not want your full badge, rank and serial number. He seemed to be happy with only knowing the bare minimum for now. You and Sero approached the end of the tree line, and you slowed as he stepped out and looked around. But then when he didn't do the signal and just turned for his home, you stepped out too and made for town to head through to your place. As you walked, you glanced over your shoulder at him. Probably should have thanked him again, you thought, as you headed through the town with no mishaps, heading for home. Both your parents worked late on Thursday. Your mum had the graveyard shift from 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. She worked at the local diner, and your dad finished work at 11 p.m, so you were kinda left to fend for yourself on a Thursday. You knew that your mum would be sleeping when you got home, so you had tiptoed inside and stuck into the kitchen to grab a quick feed while messaging Vix. "Hey, stinky butt face," you sent to her. "You want to hang this afternoon?" "Hell yeah, Pooks," Vix replied immediately. "I'm already in town. Pull up when you're ready." "Sweet, give me like 10. I just got home," you replied, and then snuck to your room to change while still throwing food into your mouth. 10 minutes later, you had your hoodie on and were out the door, heading for town and hoping to hang with your girl for a bit and hopefully talk her around. Oddly, you had only thought of hanging out with Vix, so you were a little surprised to find both Hanni and Tallon there as well when you entered the alleyway. This was a known hangout spot for you and your girlfriends, so you just knew to come here straight away. "Oh, hey," you greeted the girls as you approached them. All three were standing, and Vix was being kept back behind Hanni a little as she blocked the way. You felt like something was off immediately, just by the way they were all standing and not sitting down, and you approached cautiously. "Sup?" you asked casually. "You tell us," Hanni said, her eyes glowing slightly as she made direct eye contact with you. "Yo, chill," you shot back angrily at her. "What's up your ass?" "Your lies," she snapped. "I know you're at UA, bitch." "I'm not," you lied. "What the hell does it even matter anyway?" "You sleeping with that guy? Bet you are. That's why he's covering for you," Hanni shot, and you bit back immediately. "I don't know what the hell you're on about," you snapped back. "Get off my back, bitch. Leave me alone. What's it to you?" "You say we're all friends, but you've never been a friend. You're a pathological liar," Hanni snapped. "I'm sick of it. Don't show your face around here anymore, and don't hit us up for anything. We're all done with you." "Oh, so now you speak for everyone? Just like you spoke for me before? You love to use people, don't you? Use them up, spit them out when you can't use them anymore, right?" you snapped. "I'm the only one who got caught that night, while you were taking all their wallets, and then you left me to get the full rap sheet," you yelled. What?" Vix asked, not following the conversation at all. "Ah, so they don't know," you sneered at Hanni. "Do you know Tallon?" you then asked the other girl. She hummed. "I might have known a little bit about it, but Hanni told us you went crazy. That's why they took you away." You bit down on your tongue, willing yourself not to speak. The truth was that you were too angry to speak. "Screw you, Hanni, you snake," you seethed, balling your fist up. Hanni's eyes started to glow even more, and then she lifted her vape to her mouth and started to take a long drag in. "Bring it on, bitch! I've already won!" you said with a giant leering grin pulling across your face, a deep, slightly unhinged laugh starting to rumble in your core. "Yin?" Vix asked with concern. "Hanni, don't," Tallon begged. "Don't stop her," you cackled. "I've been itching to use it again." Hanni stopped dragging and held the pipe in her mouth for a second, and then ripped it from her mouth and exhaled as hard as she could. But before her quirk-poisoned smoke could reach you, and before you could activate your quirk, someone came flying down from the roof nearby and grabbed you around the waist, and then shot some tape of some kind and used it to swing you and him out of the alleyway. "Was that Spider-Man?" you heard Vix squeal. "It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's just who knows who it is." I think we all know who it is. Stay tuned for the next chapter coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.